What's up? This is Score 2448. We're following Senator 17 video. Today we'll be doing the toughest towing test here on the Westbridge Hills map with quarter-ton pickup trucks. The load we'll be towing today is 5,000 pounds, which includes the tandem axle load trail trailer and the Dodge Hellcat. The trucks for today are a 2016 Toyota Tacoma, a Nissan Frontier, a Ford Ranger, and a Chevy Colorado. Both of these trucks are not the American versions, but they still will work for today's haul. So first up is the Chevy Colorado. We'll be hopping on the inside, we'll be attaching to the trailer and loading up the car. Now this is one of the toughest towing tests we've done yet. It is the same route as the last towing test, where we go on some steep downhills and some uphills and some windy roads to see how all of these trucks handle. So let me know down below in the comments, guys, which one won today's challenge, and let's see which one will outperform the other. So as you guys can see, we'll be dropping the ramps and we'll be loading the Dodge Hellcat on. This is a great way to kind of add some sport cars to our hauling videos, and I mean, with the quarter-ton trucks, they can pretty much only haul just about 6,000 pounds. So we're 1,000 under the max limit, and sometimes we will be hauling sport cars, and I mean, this is overall the perfect vehicle to haul. As you guys can see, we are getting lined up on that side. Looks like there's a lot more room over here. We do want to center this on the trailer. I hope you guys are having a great day today. Let me know how it is down below in the comments, and I do appreciate all of your support on the daily videos. But as you guys can see, looks like this Chevy is squatting just a little bit. This is a Z71 4x4 trim, which is also pretty cool. So the first section is to go down a windy hill, which tests the control and stability of the truck, because if the truck does not have enough weight or can't control it, we could pretty much jackknife. But we are leaving the headquarters and we'll be going down. As you guys can see, this does have a pretty cool first person view, which is awesome. I mean, pretty realistic Chevy interior view. But as you guys can see, we are heading down this hill, and I did do mod reviews on all of these trucks and the truck and trailer. As you guys can see, we are going down the hill. Looks like we are having no problems whatsoever. It is a pretty bouncy suspension, but it's a pretty bouncy road at the same time. And overall, this truck so far is doing a pretty good job. As you guys can see, we made it down that hill very successfully, which is perfect. It looks like the car is shifting on us just a little bit, so I think that we might have to reposition it for the next pickup truck. But the next section is a uphill with a turn, and we will not be stopping at the end of the street, and we are going over train tracks to test how the suspension will react, going over some bumps at high rates of speeds. As you guys can see, we are coming up to it. Looks like the suspension did a pretty good job. No really bouncy any problems like that, but wow, this truck really is going up this hill no problem. But the last section would definitely be a test for any of these trucks, because it's a steep hill on dirt. As you guys can see, we do have this truck in the dark red, which is pretty cool. I do appreciate each and every one of you supporting all of the daily videos. I'm very excited for 2018. It's going to be an epic year here on the channel with daily farming simulator videos, and I will be featuring different videos for the second video of the day. Next up, we are testing the braking going down this hill, and wow, braking was pretty good. Did kind of lock up the wheels there for a moment, and we did slide around. And this will also test out the 4x4 traction, everything like that, going up a dirt hill, which is very steep. I do like doing these towing tests. These are pretty realistic. Car manufacturers and other people in the car world and truck world, they do want to test out to see which one is better. As you guys can see, we are going up this steep hill, and wow, this Chevy Colorado is doing a pretty good job. And I mean, we've done pretty much every truck segment except for the 1-ton dualies. So let me know down below in the comments if we should kind of finish off this series with that, and I think that would be a pretty cool thing to do. Overall, this Chevy Colorado did a very nice job, and up next is the Ford Ranger. But the Chevy and the Ford are not the American versions. We do not have any of those in the game yet, and I believe that we do have a Ford Ranger, but it's an older version, and I want it as new as possible for this test. As you guys can see, we arrived back here. We'll be disconnecting the trailer, and we'll be coming over here and hopping into the Ford. overall, this Chevy Colorado did a pretty good job, and like I was saying, let me know down below in the comments which one won today's challenge, and let me know, should we add in some mud, some cool things like that, even some suspension things. I think that would be a pretty cool thing to do. As you guys can see, this does have a 3.2 liter, this is the limited trim, and this is not an American version of the Ford Ranger, but the Ford Ranger is coming back to the States in 2019, which is going to be pretty exciting. As you guys can see, looks like the Ranger is not squatting at all, which is nice, and we'll be heading out on the same course and everything like that. So it does have a first person view, does have a Super Duty interior view, which is not the best, not too realistic, but we'll see how this one does. As you guys can see, looks like the trailer is sliding around just a little bit, and wow, we are hitting some very large bumps. We pretty much need to stay as close on the road as we can, but overall, I mean, the truck has a little bit of a bouncy suspension, and the trailer seems to be going a little bit more, whoa, yeah, we almost lost control there, so I mean, the suspension might have a little bit more work to kind of get it ready for hauling, but I mean, 5,000 pounds is right there. Some of these do tow just about 6,000, some tow just under 6,000, so 5,000 is a perfect limit. I do try to find pretty realistic weights, and this Dodge Hellcat is just around 4,500 pounds, which is a lot, and then I mean the trailer could be 500 pounds, but at the same time, the Hellcat could be a lot less. So if you do have any cool ideas for realistic weights, let me know down below in the comments. I would like to keep these series as realistic as we can. As you guys can see, we are going up here, going over the train tracks with no problem at all, and it looks like the truck isn't struggling at all. No suspension, squatting, anything like that. We are now going here on the last section of this haul, and like I was saying, we've done pretty much every segment, which is awesome. Wow, that person saw us coming, but they still decided to turn, and that's kind of why I sometimes do turn off the traffic. But we'll be testing out the brakes. Take a look, that guys, I did lock up the brakes, and we did slide down just a little bit. Now we'll be testing the 4x4 and traction control going up this steep hill, and the dirt is pretty loose, especially during the summer, and it's always nice to be back here on the Westbridge Hills map. I did get a few questions asking me if this was FS15. It's not. This is FS17 with a FS15 converted map, and I mean, this map definitely looks like the FS15 version, which is pretty cool. But as you guys can see, this Ford Ranger made it up that steep hill, and we have two more vehicles we do get to test. As you guys can see, we are arriving back here at the headquarters, and I do like to keep all of the routes kind of congruent and consistent with all of the towing hauls, just to see how all the different segments in the truck will kind of react to the different terrain. We'll be backing up this, and we'll be hopping in the Nissan Frontier. It's a very cool color. It is a bright color, and it does stand out on the road, but I mean, this is going to be one pretty interesting vehicle. It looks like it is the crew cab, extended cab, and almost like the crew cab, but we'll be backing up and attaching, and this looks like it does have a pretty cool first person view, so we'll actually be attaching this to the bumper. And take a look at that, guys, this truck is squatting a lot. We do have to be very careful, especially since it's squatting and the trailer is pretty low to the ground. Sometimes we will need to add in a hitch to kind of raise it up just a little, but wow, that is pretty steep, and we are getting a lot of squatting, but we'll see how it does. Hopefully we do not run into any problems. So far, going down at the top of the hill, I'm just kind of using the brakes, and wow, the brakes are taking quite a long time to kind of slow us down to keep it to controllable speeds. If there is too much weight on the back of the truck, then the front would be very light and steering will be pretty bad. So we do have to watch out for that, but it looks like the suspension is having a bit of problems kind of handling it, and wow, it looks like we were going to crash there for a minute, kind of getting ready to turn. But so far this truck, even though it's squatting, it's still hauling this heavy load. I really do enjoy doing daily farming sim videos. I'm very excited for 2018 and all of the cool videos coming to the channel. We will be featuring some new games here on the channel, so stay tuned for those. And going over those train tracks really was no problem for us, which is good. And it looks like the Hellcat is moving around just a little bit on us. But let me know down below in the comments, guys, what types of videos can we do with the sport cars in the game? They just came with more sport cars into the game, so I think we could do something pretty epic with it. Wow, the Nissan looks like it's struggling just a little bit here, kind of going up this hill. But next up, since this does have 4x4, and I believe that this is one of the top trims of the Frontier, we will be going up the dirt hill, testing out the 4x4 and the everything like that. Take a look at that, guys. That truck did not have too much room, and he still decided to do that. So next up, we'll be testing the braking of this vehicle. Take a look at that, guys. I mean, this does a pretty good job braking wise, which is perfect. We'll take this turn here, and overall the turning, everything like that is good. But the next question is, are we able to make it up this steep hill? We'll get some acceleration and we'll go. It looks like we are slowing down. Take a look at that, guys. This looks like it is struggling just a little bit. Wow, slowing down, but we made it to the very top of the hill, which is pretty exciting. Now, the Nissan Frontier is a pretty cool vehicle. It hasn't gotten a body upgrade in quite some time, and I think that it definitely does need one. But overall, this truck did a very good job, and the last one is our newest truck of them all, and it's the 2016 Toyota Tacoma in dark red. Now, this is the only truck that does have custom wheels on it. I really do try to find stock vehicles for us to do these towing challenges with, especially since different modifications could affect the handling, everything like that. But overall, the Nissan Frontier, other than the squatting and a few problems going down the windy hill, did a pretty good job. We'll be backing this up, and that looks to be good just about there. Really nicely done how we do have all these organized. Next up, we'll be hopping in this. I really do like the dark red. This looks to be a little too dark, but I did actually add a hitch to it, and I did raise it up just a little bit so we do not run into any clearance problems with the trailer. It looks like we are just about to back up and attach to it. As you guys can see, this truck is squatting a lot. Wow, this might be a bit of a challenge. Looks like there's just way too much weight on it, but this Tacoma, I believe, is able to haul just about 6,000 pounds, and this is a crew cab short bed. But we'll be going down. Looks like the front end is not too light, and I will actually be looking into getting the realistic mod, which kind of adjusts all of the weights and makes it so it is pretty realistic. As you guys can see, looks like we are going down pretty safely. The truck is not struggling too bad turning wise, steering wise, but oh, whoa, looks like the steering is very light on the front end, which means that there's not enough weight. I really do like doing these real world tests. These are pretty cool to do in a game. I do strive for realism in all of my videos, and kind of doing these is pretty cool to compare how these would react in the game with the same trailer, and also kind of seeing how they are different in the real world, since different modders and farms can put the different towing capacities, powers, everything like that. But going over that, looks like we did almost pull like a little wheelie in the front end, which is okay. If you haven't already, I do recommend you go follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Square2440. I do post some pretty cool pictures, and I do post daily on Twitter. And if you haven't already, also, I do recommend you go check out my 2018 Ultimate Gaming setup. I did post it yesterday, the first minute of the year, which is pretty exciting. But as you guys can see, we are coming up to the last section where we'll be testing the braking, the 4x4, and the traction. But like I was saying, guys, off-road tires are going to make this a little bit different. But as you guys can see, braking, wow, locking up the front wheels, but it does turn, which is pretty good, coming down a pretty fast hill. As you guys can see, this does have the power to get up and go, which is nice. We'll be going up this. Wow, turning is on point, even though it's a bit light, and we'll be getting on the acceleration. Take a look at that, guys. This is one of our only trucks that made it up that fast. Wow, the trailer did do a little bit of drifting. So overall, the Tacoma was squatting just a bit, but I think that this pretty much outperformed all the other trucks. We were gaining speed going up that hill. This has so much power. But like I was saying, guys, different modders have different powers, everything like that. So not all of these mods will kind of react the same. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's toughest towing test with a quarter-ton truck segment. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and subscribe for more.